A house divided cannot stand. A principle so ancient that it predates modern religion, modern science, and modern politics is this: division is entropy, unity is order. Every civilization that ignored this law fractured, weakened, and ultimately failed. Christ articulated it plainly. Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. This was not merely a spiritual aphorism, it was a statement of natural law. Division as a spiritual and generational collapse. From Genesis onward, scripture treats unity as a covenantal requirement. Adam and Eve divided in obedience, and exile followed. Jacob's son divided in jealousy, and slavery entered Israel's history. Israel split into two kingdoms, and captivity followed within generations. Most critical is Malachi 4:6. He shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the land with a curse. This is not a symbolic language, it is legal language, a conditional clause. If reconciliation between generations does not occur, the result is a cursed land, social disorder, moral confusion, and institutional decay. Christ himself affirms this pattern, warning that divided loyalties and fractured households do not merely suffer, they collapse. The biblical model of stability is clear: one God, one law, ordered households, fathers responsible, children instructed, community bound by shared moral authority. Remove any of these, and the structure destabilizes. Division as biological and social entropy. Modern science often unknowingly confirms scripture. Biology. The human organism is a unified system. When organs work against each other, the body enters autoimmune failure. The immune system begins attacking itself. The result is degeneration, not evolution. Civilizations behave the same way. So, psychology, for instance, says children raised in divided households show statistically higher rates of anxiety, impulse disorders, reduced executive function, identity instability. This is not cultural bias, it is neurological development. Stability in early life wires the brain for long term coherence. Sociology says communities fragment when authority is unclear, moral standards conflict, gender roles collapse, fathers are removed or neutralized. Once internal cohesion disappears, external threats are no longer required. The society implodes on its own. This is not theory, it is observable history. The English understanding order as a sacred duty. The English did not invent this truth, they preserved it. Long before modern liberal abstractions, England understood itself as a moral body, not merely a political state. This understanding reached its clearest articulation under King Edgar the Peaceful. King Edgar the Peaceful and the Benedictine Reform. King Edgar ruled not through conquest, but through order. Under his authority, England underwent the Benedictine Reform, which was not simply monastic, it was national. Its principles were straightforward. Moral discipline precedes prosperity. Law must align with divine order. Family stability is a civic responsibility. The king rules under God, not above him. King Edgar enforced unity not through violence, but through shared moral expectation. Monasteries were reformed, clergy disciplined, and households understood as the foundation of the realm. England flourished because it was internally coherent. No divided law, no divided faith, no divided household ideal. The English did not believe freedom meant disorder. They believed freedom meant right order under God. The prophetic pattern when unity is broken. Every time England departed from this model, consequences followed. The Norman disruption fractured native continuity. The later religious schisms weakened moral authority. Colonial fragmentation exported division abroad. And in the modern age, the principle has been inverted. Division is celebrated, authority is mocked, fathers are optional, unity is labeled oppression, yet the outcome remains unchanged. A house divided does not evolve, it decays. The present condition, a cursed land revisited. When Malachi speaks of a land being smitten, he does not mean lightning from the sky. He means confused children, disintegrating families, law without moral anchor, people governed by impulse instead of duty. A land cursed is a land turned against itself. The only remedy? The solution has never changed. Reconciliation between fathers and children. Moral authority restored, not replaced. Law rooted in higher order. Unity without uniformity. Order without tyranny. Christ did not come to create chaos. King Edgar did not rule to dominate. The English reforms did not aim at control, but coherence. Because a house united does not merely stand, it endures. A divided house collapses quietly, long before it falls publicly. History, scripture, and science all testify to the same law. Unity is life, division is death.